Okay, in this video we're going to have a look at the new StaffBooks iPhone app and how an administrator can sort of interact with it. So one of the things you can do is you can come to Manage Staff, search Staff, search for the staff you'd like to send a push notification to basically. So bring up your staff and then you've got a checkbox select the people you'd like to send the push notification to. Click the Action menu and select Contact Staff. You'll notice there's a new tab here called Send Push Notification, and then basically you just can type your message. So we'll go test note now. I'll just log out of the app. So a push notification will only appear if you're actually logged out of the application. So we'll hit it now, and you'll see that it's come up over here to this user test note. So you can send that to multiple users at the same time. So yeah, the criteria of getting that message is based on are they actually currently viewing the StaffBooks or not. And the other thing of note is that under the settings, you've got to look for your StaffBooks app, which I'll find in here. Many apps. So here we go here. And you'll notice all apps have this, but you've got to turn, when you download the app, it'll ask you, would you like to turn notifications on? So in this circumstance, I said yes, but you'll notice there's a temporary, you can either have your push notification as temporary, which means it'll just slide onto the screen and then disappear, which is kind of not what you want, or there's a persistent push notification, which means it'll stay here either. So it's a good idea to notify people to set it to persistent so they'll always get that message, because the system will automatically send out messages as well at various times as you're creating jobs in the system. So some of the times it's going to send a message is it will send it as you confirm someone on a shift. So I'll just try this practice now. Log out. Oops. Come in here and we may set the staff member. Set them as confirmed, and you'll notice that straight away the staff member gets a confirmation you've been confirmed to work at this venue, at this role, starting at this time. Now some other notifications will be sent out if you were sort of playing around with it and chopping and changing with someone's roster. If there's been a change to the roster on that day, they're going to receive a notification telling them that there's been change to the roster. They'll also get a notification 2 hours prior to a shift that they're confirmed on automatically. So a few useful features there to use. Now some of the other things that StaffBook apps can do, which is kind of new, we'll have a look at it now, is there's a number of new features in how it works. A lot of it's very similar to exactly how the current staff application works, where they can update their profile, their super details, they can take photographs, they can simply hit take photo and choose from existing, they can create photo galleries down here as well and set their heroes. So lots of features they can do here, all the same as what they can do on the current application. They can check their roster, email the roster to themselves, set shifts as confirmed and so on. Lots of things they can do there. They can check available work there and apply for shifts that they'd like to work on, just like they can in the current online version. They can interact with the news feed as well, where they can see, which is really basically your conversations module, which you find. I'll just scroll over here onto your dashboard. So when you post things there, you can actually feed that straight through to the conversation module in the iPhone app, and they can get a push notification for that sort of stuff as well. You've got a support question, so they can lodge support the same way they can in the current staff application. So if we just quickly jump across to the staff app here and have a look, you'll see that what's here very much mirrors what's on the app. So some of the other things you can do here is under My Timesheets, there's a new feature where you can actually create a new timesheet. Okay, so you don't need to be rostered on, you can just create one, and you'll see when you're in here you've actually got a clock on and clock off device, which means that you can walk into a location, hit start clock and hit stop clock when you finish your shift, or you can still overwrite things and say, look, I wanted this shift to be on whatever date, and just enter your information manually as well. So we'll just submit that for now. Now, also some of the things you can do is you can track expenses. So you can create an expense for a shift, and you can say, look, this was for a meal. It was just, there was 1 unit, so there was 1 meal. What was the cost? It was $20 as an example. And then you can take a receipt, either take a photo just from the iPhone or choose an existing one from your photo gallery. So now you can also get your timesheet signed. So you get a sort of summary of what's going on in your timesheet, and you can just mark it and sign it. So anybody can do that sort of thing. They can just hand it to a supervisor and they can sign it off as well. So they can do it. They can create new timesheets. They can clock on and clock off. The GPS location will actually be tracked when they create this timesheet. They can attach a digital signature to the timesheet. Now all of that information is going to end up in the admin area. So when you come and looking at a timesheet and you sort of go, I'd like to check whether there was a signature or whether there was a what was the GPS location, you come to your timesheets over here. You hit search. Bring up your timesheets, and all that information will be kept in under here. So you can see here there's a signature, there's no pay rate specified, this was the location that it was done, so we'll get a GPS location as well. It should be fairly accurate. You can view the receipt and so on and get all the information you need out of that. So that's just accessed in the timesheets the way it always has been, just under the view icon there.